Welcome to 8.3, the second part of this. Now, the second part is story problems, and the whole next section is story problems. So we're really going to get into those. And I just wanted to tell you that on the exam, I'm not going to tell you that you need to use the elimination method or you need to use the substitution method, but there are problems that are set up so one of those two will be much easier than the other. So a lot of students gravitate towards one or the other, but you should be familiar with both and be able to use both methods pretty easily. Okay? So let's just look at this first one right here. I'm kind of reading through it. So a yoga studio offered anyone who bought 24 class pack a free iPillow or a yoga DVD. So you're going to get an iPillow or a DVD if you bought a 24 class pack. iPillows were $10. That's probably important. I'll underline that. DVDs were $8. That's going to be important. Now a total of 15 people bought the 24 class pack, and the studio paid a total of $136. Now, how many DVDs do they give out? How many iPillows? They're asking that question. So I'm going to define the variables. Let's say D equals number of DVDs, and E equals the number of iPillows. Okay, so we use this method, or this notion, that the sum of the parts are the whole. And the way this works is this. The number of DVDs plus the number of iPillows is the total number of gifts. Well, 15 people bought the packs, 15 people got gifts, so D, number of DVDs, plus E, number of iPillows, equals total gifts given. That's 15. So gifts plus gifts equals gifts. The other thing we're going to equate is money. Now, iPillows are $10 and DVDs were $8. So 8D, this tells how much money we spent in DVDs. 10E, that's how much money we spent in iPillows. So the amount we spent in DVDs plus the amount we spent in iPillows is the total amount spent, which is 136. So we've come up with our two equations. Now we have to solve this. And you could use substitution. It's not too hard, I think, to solve the top equation for either D or E. But we're going to use elimination here because it's kind of the one that we're in. Now, I'm going to get rid of the D's. Because we have an 8D here, I want to make this a negative 8D, so we have the same coefficients of opposite signs. So I'm multiplying everything by negative 8. Negative 8 times D, that's negative 8D. Negative 8 times E is negative 8E. And negative 8 times 15 is negative 120. Okay? So then we add these two equations together. 8D minus 8D, they just cancel. They're eliminated. 10E minus 8E is 2E. And then 136 minus 120 is 16. Divide both sides by 2 here. We get E equals 8, which tells us there are 8 iPillows. So the yoga studio gave 8 iPillows. Now, a couple different things we could do here. We could plug the 8 into the E up there and say D plus 8 equals 15. Subtract 8 from both sides and get D equals 7. So there's 7 DVDs. Or we can just think, well, if there's 8 iPillows and 15 total gifts, the rest of them have to be DVDs, which is 7. 7 DVDs. And that's it. So the yoga studio gave out 8 iPillows and 7 DVDs. So, not too bad. Now, this next one here is going to get us started on this another set of story problems. And we still have the sum of the parts of the whole. Like, if you notice before, first we had number of gifts plus number of gifts is total number of gifts. Dollar amount from DVDs plus dollar amount from iPillows is total dollar amount. We're equating things that are like. So down here, when we talk about a hockey team receives 2 points for a win, so 2 points for a win, probably important, and 1 point for a tie. That's probably important as well. So we're in like one season, a team adds 65 points. So we're going to equate points. Points from wins plus points for ties is the total number of points. And they played 35 games that they either won or tied. So this is the total number of games. They either won or tied. Now, how many games did they win? How many games did they tie? Let's say W equals wins and T equals ties. Okay? So the number of games they won plus the number of games they tied is the total number of games they won or tied. So we can say W plus T equals 35. So we're equating it via that. Now, we have this points thing too. So you get 2 points for a win. So 2 times the number of wins, the total points we're getting from wins. 1 times tie, which 1 times t is just t, is the total points from ties. So the total points for wins plus the total points from ties is the total number of points, which we notice is 65. Now once again, we could use the method of substitution, but I'm going to use elimination here, because the t's, they look like they just want to get eliminated to me. That's what I'm seeing. So what I'm going to do is this. Multiply the top row by -1. So negative times w is negative w. Negative times t is negative t. Negative times 35 is negative 35. And just add these two lines together. That is, add these two. 2w minus w is w. The t's cancel. 65 minus 35 is in fact 30. So that tells us that they won 30 games. Okay, now, they won or tied 35 total games, which means they tied 5, but we can always plug this back in to here, use that method of substitution to get that other variable or other part of the equation that we're looking for. So plugging that back in, we get 30 plus t equals 35. Subtract 30. T equals 5. So they won 30 games, they tied 5 games. And we're answering that question. That's how we do it. So, see you next time for story problems. Then after that, we move into situations where we have 3 variables and 3 equations. And so you really want to have both the method of elimination and the method of substitution figured out. So when we get to there, it gets a little bit messy. You want to stay organized, but it's going to get a little bit messy. So really get these things squared away. See ya.